Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. This reading is going to be my group reading for my friends for the week of March 1st through the 7th. We're going to look at those challenges and obstacles that you're going to face. But more importantly, we're also going to look at those supports, those skills and blessings that are going to help you throughout this week and help you overcome those obstacles. Now for this reading, I did choose the Tarot of the Hidden Realm and the Oracle of the Dragonfae. Like always, there are links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Alright, my friends, as you can see, we have 3 piles. I'd like you to go with that first gut instinct onto whichever one spoke to you and choose that one. I will be doing a reading for each group on the week and what this week will hold for that group. I will have timestamps for each section, so you can go through and just hit that timestamp and you'll be able to watch the section that is correlating with your group. So we have group 1, which has a Citrine, group 2 that has Flourite, and group 3 that has Tiger Eye. The stones just called to me, so it doesn't matter which crystal was there, it's a crystal that's calling to you as well. So if you're in group 1, stay tuned. Group 2 or 3, you have a timestamp and you can just jump right into your reading. Alright, my Citrine friends, this reading is for you. Now, if you didn't see my leap year reading where I started to introduce this choice to you, I don't pre-shuffle and pre-pull cards. You guys get the full deck, or both full decks, so each group has that ability to have access to each full deck and that support and guidance. Plus, it's a lot of fun and there's a connection when I start to pull my cards. Alright, so let's start off. What can my Citrine friends expect for the week of March 1st through the 7th? See, and you don't hear that. That's the one piece I don't like about the pre-prescribed group, or like groupings or pickings, where they already have the cards all picked out. That kathunking is fun. Our first one, Bridget, we are one. We're all connected. Many of us understand that connection, that energetic connection that we have with those around us and those throughout the world. We're all connected to Source. It doesn't matter what we label it, we're connected. And we start to create interconnections so that we get this amazing mosaic of a web. There's a lot going on for many of our friends right now. We've got so many different energies and viruses in play. Being mindful of that connection and making sure that you're caring for yourselves and those around you. It's not necessarily being a hypochondriac or putting up resistance to people. Rather, being very supportive and nurturing towards self and others. Because when we're starting to be supportive of each other, rather than aggressive and hostile, that's when we can start to make those leaps and bounds and discoveries forward. That support is amazing. The Dawn Watcher, bells will ring. This does talk about foreplanning and being mindful of those messages. The guides, the guardians, the high vibrational beings understand that there are many pieces at play right now. The coronavirus being one of them. We've got lots of other aspects, and they're giving us messages on how best that we in that web can move forward. How we can support our community, our species, and the world in advancing and evolving. Not only just with the coronavirus, I know many of us are worried about that, But this is more about how we can start to align on different planes and different avenues. There's so much that we're trying to deal with, and it's time to reach out and really solidify this amazing mosaic we've got going on. Lady Titiana. I enjoy it when they have the same card, but when you're a reader, if you're not paying attention, you're flipping the card around. This is a card of joy, being joyful. This isn't a week where we have to embrace these low vibrational energies of fear and anxiety. We need to be joyful. Because yes, we do have, I know that there's like a hurricane watch down in Florida, we've got coronavirus, we've got all these pieces at play, and they can be pretty darn scary. And yes, being mindful and foreplanning for yourself, for your loved ones, it's essential. We don't need to go to the fear though. Fear-mongering only brings in more fear and anxiety. You gotta remember, we're all connected. It's going to be really important that instead of that low vibrational energy of fear, we do bring in the joy, the fun, the love. And yes, it can be really hard when we're at a point of exasperation, but even having that nurturing, loving energy is a lot more supportive than a fearful and scare tactic basis. The Wild Huntress, face your shadows. I know we've got like so many different cards at play and they're all over the board. And it does make sense when you start to link them together, because as we know ourselves and our shadows, we can be a more supportive and more meaningful player in our community, supporting and guiding those around us. The week is giving us many opportunities to balance ourselves out. The reason we've got so many really weird cards at the front here is because it is time to start balancing ourselves out. It's time to be embracing these different elements, aligning yourself with that true purpose. So let's get some more clarity here, my Citrine friends. Okay, have that card. What card represents the week of March 1st through the 7th for my Citrine friends? Before I flip these cards over, both these women are giving you that look of, bring it on. And that energy just kind of hit me as I looked up, and the Bridget and the Wild Huntress are looking at me like, I dare you not to do this. We need that attitude, that no fear attitude to embracing who we are so we can truly support those around us. Sorry, my cards are starting to catch up. The Knight of Pentacles. Knights are that no fear attitude. The Pentacles, about growth and abundance. Now the Knight of Pentacles is the one knight in the original deck that Pam did not put in motion. The other knights are in varying stages of motion. The Knight of Swords is going kamikaze into the storm. The Knight of Pentacles is standing steadfast, really absorbing and really taking in all his hard work. He's worked hard on the home front, on what it is that's really meaningful and truthful to him. Connects into that Wild Huntress of facing your shadows, that courage and determination. The Page of Cups. Pages, that childlike, innocent energy. Cups, we're connecting into our intuition here. The Page of Cups really encourages us to relax a bit. Enjoy this week. Yes, we have some balancing out. Yes, we have some work to do. But it does not mean we have to dread it. When we come to things with fear and loathing, we don't truly embrace them. We can't move forward. We have to have that joy and light, that fun and play, to be able to embrace the energies and the wisdom that is going to come forward. That knowledge of self and that connection to others are going to be really important, not only for this week, but for the weeks to come. What does the beginning part of the week bring, my citrine friends? The Nine of Wands. Nines are about all that you've achieved, all that amazing obstacles that you've overcome, all those achievements in your life. The Wands are about that passion. We're going and touching back into that courage, that determination, that open flame. We're really embracing that inner fire. It's a card that talks about using all your past experiences and achievements and literally lining them up behind you. Almost like a hero wall. That wall of flame. No one can touch it. It's yours. Own it. In the original card, we have this man, and he's kind of leaning on his wand. I won't lie, he looks like he's gone a couple rounds. And he's got these 8 wands behind him. And he's holding himself up on the 9th wand. Using your inner supports and abilities and not backing down. When we're looking at connecting in and hearing those messages, we're starting to look at our intuition, connecting into that intuitive message, that intuitive aspect of ourselves. Taking that flame of courage and determination to go inwards and do some deep searching there. Those skills, those abilities, those fears. Healing and working with them. We're not going to be able to achieve perfect balance. 4 cards jumped out and hit the table. 4 is a structural foundational number. We're looking at something that we're going to have to work on an ongoing basis. But having that courage and determination, knowing you've overcome a lot in your life, knowing that you can bring in that balance, you can bring alignment to your life. What does the middle of the week bring, my citrine friends? The Two of Swords. Duality and choice. The Two of Swords talks about making some decisions in your life. Knowing that at the beginning of the week we're looking at really kind of pumping ourselves up, we've got to make some decisions using our knowledge, which talks about going within and checking those hidden dark places of ourselves, being mindful of the messages that the high vibrational beings are sending us, making those decisions with full understanding, critically thinking about what it is you want to do and where you think you need to go with the messages and knowledges you have now. When we put ourselves forward and we make decisions and we start to put action to things, that's when we're going to start to see whether or not we are in alignment. If we're not, we can start to make little shifts to bring ourselves even more into alignment. So it's not like you're going to make a wrong decision. The universe will help us connect in to the people and beings within our web and within our universe to help direct and bring us into a true alignment. What does the end of the week bring, my citrine friends? The Empress. The 3rd card in the Major Arcana, she talks about abundance, fertility, and growth. Making decisions and using our natural abilities, our skills, our past experiences to really bring a point to where it is we need to go. It helps us to grow and strengthen what we have inside of us. Our skills, our abilities, our connections, our support system. Like I said before, the universe is going to bring in more individuals that are going to help us, to help nurture, to guide, to support us, to work together as one to overcome challenges similar to that of the coronavirus, any situations or problems that arrive from a hurricane or any other natural disaster. Working together as one is going to be a key piece. We know that together we stand, divided we fall. Really solidifying and working on those connections is important. The King of Cups. Kings are that fully developed personality. The cup, that emotion and intuition. We have masculine and feminine here. We have the most fertile card in the deck. That creation is outstanding in the end of the week. Like I said, that decision and those actions start to create movement and growth for us. You're going to start to see that prosperity and growth come forward. The end of the week is a fantastic time to start to bring in some pieces that you would like to bring to fruition. For those who are looking to have a baby, the end of the week brings fantastic energies to start to work on that. Now, there is a bit of a underlying disclaimer here. And it doesn't matter, and I'm not just talking about having a baby. Anytime you're trying to create and produce in our life, when you are so focused in on that end result, whether it be a baby, a project, something that you want to manifest, and you're not bringing in that light and joy energy, you're going to find that it doesn't occur. There's so many situations where you have people who go on holiday after they've decided that they can't get pregnant and want to go through adoption, and they end up getting pregnant because they're relaxed, they're having fun, and they're letting go of their very hyper-focused outcome. Relax, let it go, let these energies really penetrate what it is you're trying to do. All right, let's look at the challenge. What is the challenge that my citrine friends will face for the week of March 1st through the 7th? The Ace of Swords. That very blinder-focused energy. That hyper-focused on what you think you need. This week is more about doing some self-exploration, gaining the guidance and support from the universe, and taking off those blinders so you have a bigger picture of what we can see. And I won't lie, it is nowhere near the picture that the universe and high vibrational beings can see. But that very singular and very defined outcome, goal, thought is what's going to hold us back. Relax. We need to get out of our head. We need to start to gain that knowledge from other sources, because then what we're focusing in on now is not what is going to help us with that decision we want to make in the middle of the week, that direction we want to take. All right, let's look at some blessings. What blessing can my citrine friends embrace for the beginning part of the week? Tatsia, have courage. He jumped out. That courage is going to be needed, not only to release those blinders, but to embrace these energies and the guidance, the wisdom from the high vibrational beings, and the wisdom you're holding within you. It takes a lot of courage to go inwards and a lot of courage to slow down and take those blinders off. What about the middle of the week? What does the middle of the week bring? My citrine friends. Queen Mab, your ancient wisdom is awakening. Very much connected into the Wild Huntress. That knowledge within is going to be key. We're going to be able to really embrace who we are, our skills and abilities, with the more we know about ourselves and the more we know about what we used to be able to do in past lives. It's very helpful when we start to slow down, and this doesn't mean that we're going to take the entire day or 24 hours in the week to focus in on this. This is a little bit of what we need to do. We need to make sure we balance things out with our physical world. We do need to take care and be mindful of this more spiritual wisdom that we're going to be gaining, because it will impact our physical world. But balance things out, because things have been so physically based right now with what's going on in our communities and globally, that we're not balancing out and working within ourselves and with our higher vibrational self, that spiritual aspect. What about the end of the week? What blessings can my citrine friends embrace at the end of the week? Hitki's door, a knock on the door. So a lot of this is going to bring about anxiety and fear. When we're starting to feel overwhelmed and we're unsure of how to go forward, we need to literally ask for that help. Knock on the door. Ask the high vibrational beings to come in. Ask our support system for some physical support on the physical realm. Ground ourselves. Start to reflect on what's going to make you feel safer so that you're going to have that courage to move forward and really embrace not only the knowledge and the wisdom, and this is going to be a hard one, the joy that the week offers us. It can be really overwhelming when we're trying to balance things out and shift things into place. However, it doesn't have to be. We've got that fun and joy, two elements that are going to be essential for us to move forward. Now, something that caught my attention, Hitki's door is the 33rd card, right on top of the Empress. When you have that multiple 3, the angels are telling you something close to your heart needs to be expressed. You need to start to work with that creativity, to let it out, to let it free. And that's what we're looking at the end of the week. That growth, that abundance, and that prosperity in creation. We've got the masculine and the feminine. What further guidance and support can we offer my citrine friends in overcoming the challenges of the week and embracing the messages that it is offering them? The 9 of Cups. Like I said before, 9s are about all that you've achieved, all that you've overcome, all that abundance, that growth and wealth. That cup, intuition and growth. This is such an abundance card. You're looking at all that you've overcome, all that you've achieved, celebrating and relishing in what you've accomplished in your life. That's going to give you that backbone to help you move forward. You've accomplished and overcome a lot. Use that to help bring that momentum in to push you forward. Now we do have multiple 9s in angel messages. When you've got that multiple 9, the angels are telling you it's time to work on your life's purpose and your soul's deeper purpose. The Queen of Wands, that passion, that creativity and fire. The Queen of Wands really encourages us to connect in to that very sensual, very sexual energy to help create in our lives. Connecting it into our passions and our creativity and let it loose. Connects into that Empress energy of fertility and growth. Connects again into that creation, whether it be for a baby or achieving a goal or accomplishing or creating something in your life. Using that energy to drive you forward and using that flame of courage and determination to allow it to burn bright. The Three of Cups adds to our cluster of 3s here. Cups are about intuition and emotion. The Three of Cups is a celebration card. It's a connection into community. We don't have to do this week alone. Actually, nor should we. The first card we pulled was Bridget. She jumped out. Bridget is that connection card. We are all connected. Really connecting in and asking for support from our supportive community, our friends, our family that understand us and will encourage us forward. Heck, half of you or half of them will be on the same journey. So embracing and supporting each other in this week so that you can have the fun and joy. With that fun and joy will come that knowledge to help move you forward. I want to thank my Citrine friends for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful and you're able to gain some direction and insight into what the week holds for you. Now, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. There's so much more to come, my friends, and you don't want to miss any of this amazing insight and healing that's coming your way. Until tomorrow, my friends. All right, and welcome my Flourite friends. Thank you for jumping into the middle of the video and connecting in with us. So if you missed my leap year reading, I did this a first attempt at doing the pick your own reading. Now, I don't pre-choose my cards. Everyone has the same 78 cards in the tarot deck and the oracle deck to be able to achieve the best reading. Also gives you connection into the reading, and I would hate to take that from anybody. Plus, it's a lot of fun to see what cards like to jump out at us. All right, my Flourite friends, let's get started. Let's see what the cards have to say today. What can my Flourite friends expect for the week of March 1st through the 7th? Time Guardian, you have time. I know a lot of us are on a fast forward pace. We're moving faster than time itself. We've got so much to do, so many things to get done in a day, and we always feel like we never have enough time. We do. Taking that breath, asking for the help that we need, because we are not alone. We can ask for help, and we should be asking for help. Taking that deep breath and taking ownership and accountability of what you can truly get done versus what everybody is demanding from you. And some of the demand comes from ourselves. All right, what card represents the week of March 1st through the 7th for my Flourite friends? the Eight of Wands. Eights are always about movement and manifestation. The Wands about that fire, that passion. The Eight of Wands, the original card, has 8 wands descending from the heavens to the earth at a high velocity. And that's what we're talking about, is everything rocketing to us, and it can feel really overwhelming. The King of Cups. Kings are about that fully defined personality. They have the most control, the most power. The king takes control. He is in utter and total control of his emotions, and it doesn't matter what's hurtling towards him. He takes that breath and he has it. He's got it. This is not a problem, because he knows he has all the skills and abilities to overcome whatever is hurtling towards him. The Four of Pentacles. Fours are about stability, that foundation. Pentacles, foundation and growth. This week is going to help teach us how to slow ourselves down, taking those breaths. It's okay, things are going to be rocketing towards us. When that occurs, when we start to feel overwhelmed, that's when we have to take that deep breath, start to ground ourselves, have that moment, and be able to be in control of ourselves. We can't control those 8 wands coming towards us. We can control how we respond. And that's going to be a key element this week, controlling how we respond to what's happening. Okay, so the beginning of the week. What does the beginning of the week bring, my Flourite friends? The Ace of Swords. The quintessential aha moments. They're coming your way, my friends. And the Moon. The 18th card in the Major Arcana, and it talks about those mysteries, those unknowns. Some of what we need to learn this week is to control ourselves, our emotions. And let's be honest, our emotions flow and cycle. That control of how we respond to things is a hard aspect. It's a hard skill to learn. Literally, sometimes we feel like this lady crawling on the earth. You've got that animalistic response, snarling side. Taking control and allowing those aha moments to bring peace to that snarling side, and use your intuition and knowledge to move yourself forward. The intuition rather than that lower vibrational ego that's snarling at you right now. So the beginning of the week, you're going to have some aha moments on how to kind of tame this savage beast within. Like I said, taking that time is going to be key. We need to balance things out, bringing the stability in play here. Yes, we're going to have to balance our physical world with some of this emotional and spiritual element. However, the more we're able to connect in and work on these elements and aspects of self, the stronger and more stable our physical environment's going to become, because we're not going to be this snarling beast when we feel overwhelmed. We don't feel like we've got enough time when everything's coming towards us. When we're able to control our emotions, using our wisdom to bring that snarling beast to bay and respond accordingly, we're going to see our physical world blossom and grow. What does the middle of the week bring, my Flourite friends? The Page of Swords. Again, we're in the sword, that truth and knowledge. The page is that playful, childlike energy, questioning and using that inquisitive mind to get to the root of the problem. And that's what we need to do. We need to question our current coping mechanisms, how we're currently using our time and responding to situations, and really allowing it to broaden, to expand, to grow, to develop. Using those aha moments, those reflections, and our intuition to guide us on deepening and broadening these current coping mechanisms and bringing in some new ones. What does the end of the week bring, my Flourite friends? The Two of Wands, that duality, that choice. The Two of Wands brings in that balance. When we have duality, we're looking at that kind of yin and yang, that balance. That balance is going to be more heart-centered and emotion-based than in any other aspect of our lives. How we respond under pressure is usually very quick and unthinking. We need to start to look at how we respond and how we cope with situations. So instead of that quick, immediate response, we balance things out. We use our passions, we use our intuition and our knowledge to keep that wild side tame. Let's go on to some blessings. Oh, no, can't go into blessings yet. My bad. Challenges. Just seems like this is enough of a challenge to try and take your wild side on. So, what is the major challenge that my Flourite friends are going to face for the week of March 1st through the 7th? The Four of Cups. Now, I did say fours are a foundational number. The Four of Cups is a little bit different. It is a foundational number. We can't change that. 4 in tarot is a foundational number. But the Four of Cups is a little bit interesting. Pamela Coleman Smith drew the original card with this man sitting under the tree with his arms crossed, and he just looks exasperated with life. He's just kind of got that mundane blah going on. He's got 3 cups ahead of him. And he's just staring at them like, really? Is this it? And there's a magical cup being offered to him by a hand, just this floating hand. The universe is offering him opportunities he's missing. It's time to take that cup and get that direction. It's just we're missing the cup, and that's more of a challenge because you get into a state of, well, this doesn't make sense. This is impossible. How can I do it? That negative self-talk is very impactful. When we tell ourselves we can't, we're right. As Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you cannot, you are right. Really being mindful of that self-talk, because when you say to yourself, well, that's impossible, a gut response is a gut response. Not necessarily. You're going to be right in whichever way you think. What blessing? Okay, you can have that card. Again, my Flourite friends, embrace for the beginning of the week. Gaia's Dragon, Divine Union. It's a beautiful card. It's one of my favorites. Divine Union. This union is connecting yourself to your higher self. Connecting yourself to that King of Cups where you're in control and that you feel like you've got enough time. Why? Because you're asking for help. You're king. We're the King of Cups this week, guys. We're in control. Asking for the help. Don't command the help. Don't command people to help you, but ask for it. Be accountable, stand up, be strong. Knowing that we're going to be thrown curveballs. Giving yourself that time to work on aspects, to connect in, so you have at command that knowledge that you're going to need to keep that snarling wild side at bay. The connection to our higher self is an immensely important connection. It helps bring in more stability and growth because we gain the knowledge and direction we need as we need it. Oh, and we do have double fours. I didn't think I mentioned that. So in angel messages, when you have that multiple four, the angels are encouraging you to focus in on your foundation and ground yourself as you need. What blessing can my Flourite friends embrace in the middle of the week? The Guardians, fly high, connects into your high vibrational beings, that connection in really asking for the help we need when we need it. Because a lot of the help we need right now is from our guardians, our guides, and our support system. They are there for us. We just need to ask. High vibrational beings cannot step in unless it's a premature, life-threatening situation or disaster. They can't just step in. We have to ask. We have to use our words. What about the end of the week? What blessing can my Flourite friends embrace at the end of the week? Apollo, you're a peaceful being. Really connects into that wild side. Oh, and interestingly enough, Apollo is the 4th card in this Oracle deck. And the Guardians are the 40th card. The numbers are hard to see on the Oracle of the Dragonfae, but sometimes they really step out for me. So Apollo, you're a peaceful being. That yin-yang symbol is very prevalent right now. That balance piece. It's over top of the 2 of Wands, that duality and balance. The end of the week, we're going to start to see some balance. And if you don't feel it, bring it in, my friends. Use our words and ask for it. Connect in. Set those intentions. Intentions are key. And it's a key part of what you want to do this week. Set those intentions. Balancing out our work in the spiritual and mental aspects and planes versus our physical world. They're all intertwined. However, we have to balance our energies accordingly. What further guidance and wisdom can we share with my Flourite friends in embracing the messages of the week and overcoming the challenges that the week brings them? Page of Cups. Pages are that childlike, innocent energy. Cups about that intuition and creativity. That play is going to be essential. We can't hyper-focus and dread on this week. We need to enjoy and relax a bit. We've got double pages here. That playful, inquisitive mind. You don't see toddlers getting caught up in what they have to do in a day. Yes, they tantrum. Yes, they flip out. Because that wild side is very wild. And they become very hurt when someone takes the toy they think that they may have wanted to play with in 10 minutes from now. However, they don't get bogged down with the daily grind. And that's what these pages are really encouraging us, especially the Page of Cups. Having fun in our intuition, getting our hands dirty, really enjoying that mucky play. The cups, they're connected into our intuitive creativity, tapping into that, incorporating that kind of very intense emotion and letting it out in a healthy, very productive and creative way is amazing. Now, pages are the 11th card in the minor arcana. When we see that 11, that multiple 11, the angels are telling you that 11, it's a master number. It's a time to listen to your deeper intuition. Gain the guidance we need. The Magician. The first card in the major arcana, and he talks about using our skills and abilities, combining them with what's around us, that natural world, and creating amazing magic within ourselves and our communities. Using our natural abilities to connect into that wisdom and guidance to overcome and create the stability we're looking for. The Five of Pentacles. Fives are always a challenge number in tarot. It's a conflictory number. Pentacles, that growth and abundance. The Five of Pentacles talks about that isolation and disconnect. Due to this time intensity that we're having, that we don't feel like we have enough time, that so much is coming our way, we're getting disconnected from what's truly important. We're having a disconnect from the universe and our high vibrational beings, or a further disconnect in some cases. We're also being disconnected from that support system here on the physical planes. Balancing things out, using our words and asking for the help from the high vibrational beings and our physical support system will go a long way. I want to thank my Flourite friends for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some guidance and insight into what the week offers for you. Now, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that little red bell to subscribe to my channel. There's so much more amazing content coming your way. You don't want to miss any of this healing and insight. So the best way to stay connected is to hit that little red bell and to subscribe to my channel. Until tomorrow, my friends. Hello and welcome, my final and third group, my Tiger Eye group. Thank you for coming in and joining me for the last reading in this series. And without any further ado, let's see what the cards have to say. What can my Tiger Eye friends expect for the week of March 1st through the 7th? And I should mention before we get too far into this, if you missed my leap year reading where I introduced that I was going to start working in selecting your own reading, I don't pre-shuffle and pull cards. Rather, I'd rather do the whole process with you because it brings you into the reading more and you can see what cards jump out and which cards are being pulled and how they are aligning together rather than just having piles. So we've got all of the cards in play. I haven't put any aside because of past readings. The first card, Lady Titiana, be joyful. And no, the card is not backwards. This card actually did come up in a previous reading, and I literally did take a second guess thinking I had it flipped backwards. Lady Titiana is about joy and happiness. This week is going to bring you that loving, joy, and happy energy. Ooh, the second card that jumped out, the Lovers love each other. That loving energy is flowing from February, my friends. Really connects in this week. So this is a fantastic week to connect in with those important people in our lives. So if you do have a partner or a soulmate, connecting in and spending a little extra time this week, giving them a little bit of extra love and joy is always appreciated by everyone. And if you're looking for a lover or a special somebody, giving yourself a little extra time and energy to put yourself out there, because that in itself will help to attract high vibrational people to us. Because when we are in the high vibrational space, high vibrational people are attracted to us. Let's see what else we can find out about this week. What card represents the week of March 1st through the 7th for my Tiger Eye friends? The Four of Wands. This is a celebration card. Fours are a foundational number. Wands about passion and that inner fire. The Four of Wands celebrates all that's achieved and all those amazing people in our lives. The Ace of Swords. Aces are those gifts from the universe. Swords, truth and knowledge. The Ace of Swords is that quintessential aha moment. And we're going to have them this week, my friends. And then the Seven of Swords. Sevens can be a challenging number. Swords about that truth and knowledge. The Seven of Swords talks about trying to get away with just a little too much. We're going to have to be mindful of how we present ourselves. We can't be ego-driven and puff ourselves up. Shoot from the head. Be critical. Use the sword of truth to help discern what information that you're sharing with other people. When you start to puff yourself up, don't be surprised if some of those aha moments are not people calling you in on your bluff. What does the beginning part of the week, we got more jumpers, bring my Tiger Eye friends? This is why I like to shuffle while you guys are with me, because cards like to jump out. The first card that hit the table was the Empress. She's the third card in the Major Arcana, and she talks about that fertility and growth. Then we had three other cards hit the table, all together as one. The Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, connects us in to our intuition and our emotions. The Fairy Stallion, the seventh card in the Major Arcana, and it talks about using our willpower to overcome any challenges and obstacles. This one is known as the Fairy Stallion. In other decks, it's known as the Chariot. The Five of Pentacles. Fives are always known as a challenge number. The Pentacle, about growth and abundance. The Five of Pentacles talks about isolation and feeling disconnected. Disconnected from community and disconnected from the universe, source, the great power, God, Goddess, whatever you want to label that as. That disconnect. We're entering that week on a disconnect. We are going to have to tap into some willpower to push ourselves forward. That willpower and love will take us a long way this week. Connecting in and having the courage to reach out to those people who may be wrapped up in their own world. Asking for the help that we need. Embracing that nurturing energy that's all around us. Connecting in and reaching out. Whether or not you can hear, see, and retrieve the messages from the higher vibrational beings, grabbing hold and again using our words. As we reach out, as we seek that support, that's when we can start to bring in that community. Whether we can feel, see, or hear all of them, it's going to be an individual piece. Now, we do have double aces. In angel messages, when we have that double one, The angels are telling you that you need to believe in yourself and your abilities, that you're going to attract what you're thinking about. Use the law of attraction to your benefit, especially if we're looking at a time where you're looking for somebody. Or you may have your soulmate, but you may be looking to increase your community. Putting yourself out there, connecting in, allowing that high vibrational joy and love energy to radiate from you. It's a rather simple thing to do. It's just being happy and joyous, enjoying what you have, focusing in on that abundance and growth rather than that isolation and fear. Now, interestingly enough, they're really hard to see. And I'm going to kind of upset my reading here. Godzilla's coming in and doing some shifting here. So it's hard to see, but we have the third card in the Oracle deck and the fifth. A lot of times I don't see, especially in this Oracle deck, the numbers. However, I was guided that we do have more multiple numbers. So, the fives. In angel messages, when we have that multiple 5, the angels are telling you a positive change is coming your way. Yes, in tarot, 5 is a challenge number. However, in angel messages, they're telling you to keep going. This is going to be amazing. Then we have the 3, the Empress, and then the Oracle card. In angel messages, they're telling you something close to your heart needs to be expressed. We need to give it opportunity, energy, and nurturing to let it out. So the beginning of the week, we really need to start things off, and it may be a slow progress for you. The path itself, how fast this chariot or yourself moves, is going to be an individual pace. However, movement is movement. Putting ourselves out there, embracing, and more importantly, using our words, asking for the help we need. What does the middle of the week bring? My tiger eye friends. The 3 of Cups. It's another celebration card, connecting into community, that support system, and your friends. These are positive, supportive relationships where there is no equal, leader, or follower. They're very balanced and very supportive. In the middle of the week, you're going to see that balance come forward. You're going to start to see people responding to the words and requests that you've put out. People will be responding to that high vibrational energy because they're going to be attracted to it. What about the end of the week? What does the end of the week bring, my tiger eye friends? The 4 of Pentacles. Like I said before, 4s are a foundational number in tarot. Pentacles about that growth and abundance. As we start to connect in, as we use our words, as we embrace the positive in our life, that abundance, you're going to start to see things shift and move. You're going to feel more stable, more connected than you did at the beginning of the week. And this doesn't mean that we've been hyper-focusing in on this. Balance is key, my friend. Balancing out that physical world and your spiritual emotional world. They align and intertwine a lot. But bringing in stability and growth in our emotion will help bring stability into our physical world. And the happiest card in the tarot deck, the Sun. The Sun is the 19th card in the Major Arcana, and it again reiterates and embraces Tatiana's message of love, joy, and happiness. And then finally, the Three of Wands connects into our group of three. We now have 4 3 cards. We're getting quite the 3 group here. That expression of something close to our heart is very clear here. That loving energy. The Three of Wands really kicks it up a notch. It's a movement card. I know it doesn't show movement so much in this card. However, the original card, there's a man standing in between 2 wands, and he's got the 3rd in his hand. And he's going on his journey. He's putting action to his plan. He's seeing movement to the requests that he's put out. And that's what we're going to see at the end of the week. We're going to start to see things starting to align, and literally us getting really out of this kind of isolated energy, connecting more into ourselves and individuals that are going to be very important in our lives. So let's look at the challenge, because there's always a challenge, right? We have to keep balance. What challenge will my Tiger Eye friends face for the week of March 1st through the 7th? The Six of Cups. Sixes are about harmony and balance. Cups about that intuition and emotion. The Six of Cups is a reminiscing card. Those past experiences, those past hurts are going to come up. Your ego is going to be screaming at you. This is not safe. Why would we want to reach out to people? Do you remember the last time? You remember that person who hurt our heart? Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember? Taking some courage, grabbing hold of the stallion or the chariot to move yourself forward. Past experiences you can learn from, those aha moments. They can't hold you back though. Then the World, the 21st card in the Major Arcana. Again, we're looking at that resistance to change, that resistance to bringing in and asking for that help. Your ego is going to really flare up right now when it comes to asking for help and support, guidance, you name it. Reaching out can be scary. Evolving and nurturing ourselves helps us to grow and helps us to really expand that box, and our ego hates it. So it's going to put up resistance and fear-mongering so that you don't do this. Labeling it for what it is and being really in tune, using that Ace of Cups to gain guidance from your higher self and acknowledging what your ego is doing. Knowing that it'll do this in advance helps tremendously. What blessing can my Tiger Eye friends embrace for the beginning of the week? The Elder, Head Wise Counsel. Connecting in to that higher vibrational self, connecting into those higher vibrational beings, gaining the guidance from above rather than that lower vibrational self. Encouraging yourself forward and being very honest with yourself on what support you're going to need, and don't be fearful for asking for it. The higher vibrational beings do not judge. They love you and will show you that unconditional loving energy. What blessing can my Tiger Eye friends embrace for the middle of the week? Gwen and Ulish, attunement. We're going to see our vibrations shift and us really feel that energy coming forward when we connect in with similar high vibrational people. we start to see that shift naturally happen, because when you are with and are sharing space and energy with high vibrational beings, we start to raise each other's vibration. Laughter and joy is contagious. Using that again to our advantage, using that law of attraction, what you put out is what you're going to get back in, is going to be really helpful, especially in the middle of the week. And finally, what blessing can my Tiger Eye friends embrace at the end of the week? Shamara, web of all life. This talks about the interconnectedness of each other. When we celebrate and we really strengthen those important connections and that web-like mosaic that we have in our lives of those amazing individuals, people, beings, animals, and everything else in our world. When we strengthen that bond and that support system, we're really going to find a much more rich and fulfilling outcome. And finally, what further guidance and support can we provide my Tiger Eye friends for overcoming the challenges brought on by the week and embracing this amazing energy? The 20th card in the Major Arcana. In this deck, it's called Life Renewed. In most decks, it's called Judgment. That connection into higher vibrational beings, the universe, like we've said a number of times, is going to be essential. It doesn't matter if you don't truly hear them or you don't see them and you miss most of their messages. Reaching out and asking for the help, telling them what's going on, connecting in, setting those intentions, helps to start to work on your connecting abilities, that channeling, working with your clairs, taking things slow and nurturing your abilities. People don't wake up fully opened overnight because it would be mind-blowing. We wouldn't be able to understand and we would be in the hospital sedated. Using our natural skills and abilities, embracing what we have, and connecting in. They are there for us. We just need to take the time to do it. The King of Pentacles, Midas touch. Kings are that fully divine personality. They have the most control and the most power. The King of Pentacles helps with that growth and abundance. When we raise our vibration and we embrace this amazing, joyous, loving energy, we are able to create and manifest in our lives. The King of Pentacles really encourages you to put it out there, to work on your manifestation skills, to put some of this amazing energy, balancing it out, and create in our lives. Because balance is going to be key. Yes, that connection in is going to be essential. We can also use the same energy and put it into our passions and into our creativity. See how it flourishes. We can see how it flourishes at work, at home. We just need to try. Baby steps and putting it out there and see what happens. The Knight of Swords. My deck is catching up to me here. Knights are that adolescent, no fear energy. Swords about truth and knowledge. In the original deck, Pamela Coleman Smith put the 4 knights in differing stage of motion. The Knight of Swords has 0 fear. He knows he's got the knowledge he needs to take him forward. And he's charging head on into the storm. And that's what we need to do. Have that fearless attitude about incorporating this aspect into different areas of our life. I want to thank you guys so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some direction and insight into what the week holds for you. Now, if you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing content coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss any of the healing and insight is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my friends.